And that for me is the most important thing when it comes to looking at a hybrid body. As we go along, I'm probably going to steer you away from this camera if you intend doing professional paid photography. So stick around to find out why. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And the camera that I'm referring to is none other than the Sony A7C. And I've been using the A7C for the last approximately 2 years alongside my Fuji gear. And the Fuji I mostly use for photography. And then the A7C has its place in my kit as a low light performer alongside my Fuji gear and when I need a specific look. So being a hybrid shooter, I traded in my Sony A7 Mark III for the Sony A7C. And one of the reasons were the A7C was a much newer body than the A7 Mark III, and it appealed to me more as a hybrid body than the Sony A7 Mark III. So why the Sony A7C in 2024? There are much newer bodies currently on the market. The A7 IV was released. The ZV-E10 Mark II was recently announced. The A6700 was recently announced. A7 IV, perfect hybrid body. For me, it comes down to reason number one being the price. Firstly, coming in at approximately 1,000 US used. At the time of making this video, I actually realized that the A7C has been discontinued. In South Africa, I'm not sure abroad, but in South Africa it's been discontinued, but you can pick them up used at a very competitive price. Now, South Africa, we can pick them up at approximately anything between 20 to 25k, and I saw on MPB's site that you can actually pick up a used one anything between 1,000 and 1,200 US. And for me, it's very difficult to deny what you're able to produce at that price range, or what you're able to get at that price range, and what you can actually produce with this camera in 2024 and beyond. Now, if you look at the ZV-E10 Mark II, comes at a little bit more pricier than this unit. The A6700 in South Africa, you're looking at adding another 5, 6 to 7k just for the body. And if you look at the other competitors, which is the EOS RP, which I think you can still pick up new at a similar price to the A7C. I just think the A7C is a no-brainer. Then coming to video, it shoots up to 4K 30 downsampled from 6 or a 7K sensor, and the detailed footage coming from the A7C really speaks for itself, and there's nothing to complain about. And 10-bit, yes, I would like to have 10-bit. Currently, it's not a need in my arsenal. If I really need 10-bit, I've got the Fuji X-T4 XS20 that I can shoot 10-bit. However, it's for me personally, in my line of work currently, there wasn't a need for 10-bit. So the footage coming from the A7C is more than enough in today's day and age, even though it's 8-bit. And like I said, if you're using S-Log3 or HLG, you can push the colors slightly. You can give it a look if you choose. So still with the positives on this body, it's just a workhorse. It does what it does extremely well. Absolutely no overheating, whether you're doing 4K 24, whether you're doing 2-hour shoots on a hot day, no overheating. You're not concerned when you get home whether your footage has some glitches in it. 100 megabits per second. It's easy on your computer, on my computer, in DaVinci Resolve. It edits well. It just works, and you can rely on this body, and that for me is the most important thing when it comes to looking at a hybrid body. It should be reliable. There should be no card issues and glitches, and therefore I can highly recommend the Sony A7C as a hybrid body in 2024 going forward, even with your newer bodies being out at the moment. In terms of negatives, I don't see major negatives with the A7C. However, I'm going to mention a few. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're going to be solely concentrating on photo work, where you need dual card slots, I would steer you towards the A7 Mark III. However, if you're going to be using it as a hybrid body and you compare it to the ZV-E10 Mark II, A6700 or the FX30, I would highly advise you to at least have a look at this unit. Like I mentioned earlier, The ZV-E10 Mark II doesn't even have a mechanical shutter. The FX30 has no mechanical shutter. The A6700 has a mechanical shutter, but only 1/4000, similar to this. The 6700 has no dual slots. The FX30 has dual slots, so if you're going to be concentrating on video only and not photo as much, FX30 is the way to go. ZV-E10 Mark II, purely content creation, whereas for me, the A7C is the perfect all-rounder camera for photo and video. It's a workhorse. It does what it needs to do, and it does it extremely well. So that's my take on the Sony A7C. If this content helped you in any way, hit the like button or subscribe to the channel for Fuji content as well as Sony content. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out till the next one.